All right then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action. We are going to cover a couple of interesting, news and of course metrics for Kaspa. And on the top of that, we are going to cover a little bit of news and BTC charts and of course altcoin charts as well. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. And now guys, let's hop into the trading view right away. So that is actually let me switch to the 4-hourly chart firstly. So what we are dealing with at the moment, Kaspa saw its local high of, let's say, 13 cents, and now we got pushed down. Obviously that is, due to the fact of what Bitcoin did, in the recent, let's say, 12 hours. However, we are having that little recovery, and Kaspa is printing, higher highs on the 4-hourly time frame. That is great. And on the top of that, if we are going to look at the stochastic RSI, that looks like a bullish cross actually has occurred, which is great, and that looks like there is that little bit of bullishness now on the 4-hourly time frame. So I don't see the reason why Kaspa wouldn't hit that 13 cents mark on a daily, right? However, now let's have a look on the daily time frame and let's see what is brewing. So now the first thing that I do see, because obviously on a daily we are going to have a different metric for stochastic RSI, and that looks like we are going to experience a bearish cross, and probably we are going to reach that level of resistance now of 13 cents, and we could get pushed back. So if that is going to happen, Kaspa is going to print pattern of cap and handle, which usually is bullish. So of course it haven't happened yet, that is just my estimate. And now let's actually have a look at the standpoint of the rainbow chart. So now we are above that lower band of rainbow chart, and that is great. Also, let me actually switch it off. So now we could basically argue that we have actually broke that bearish trend for Kaspa, and I do believe that this is the beginning for Kaspa pretty much, to see new highs. And now guys, if I'm going to zoom it out a little bit and throw a Gaussian channel on it, so let's go back to the past and see, once that channel flips red, then we are obviously consolidating, etc. It's lagging behind a little bit. However, now since we do have this bullish divergence, I do believe that this is going to flip into green soon. So we still don't have this confirmation on a Gaussian channel. Nevertheless, I do believe that what's happening is pretty much bullish for Kaspa, given all of the catalysts that are happening right now for Kaspa. I think that the next Kaspa run could take us easily to new all-time highs, and probably around 30 cents. I wouldn't be surprised if it will be half of $1, to being honest. It depends on when we are going to see those listings, because that is definitely going to be a huge injection of capital into Kaspa. But just in case if you wouldn't know, on the 13th of May, we are going to have X Spaces, and the topic is going to be the relationship between KRC20 and Kasplex closed beta and open beta and more. So that is good. Things are happening for Kaspa. And now if we are going to look at the overall market, if you remember what I was saying, not every crypto is basically pumping at the same time. So we see that AIOZ, for example, is dumping, and now Kaspa is seeing a recovery, and it's a green on a bubble. So that's good, but obviously, it's still not enough. However, let's cover some numbers. So the current reward is currently sitting at 110 Kaspa. Next reward is going to be 104. Next reduction is scheduled in 25 days. We are sitting at 82.2% mined Kaspa, and the hash rate is huge, guys. 252 terahash per second as we speak, and all-time highs for hash rate is 259. Guys, Kaspa's network is being more and more secure, and on the top of that, we are sitting at 29.7% of Rust migration. That is good. Things are really good for Kaspa, and now address is holding over 10,000 Kaspa. So last time I've updated you, that was on the 9th of May. We were sitting at 74k 520 and now 74k 720, which gives us 250 new wallets that are holding over 10,000 Kaspa. And now if it comes to 100k, we are sitting at 70 new wallets in a recent 2 days. And now let's cover a little bit of news and different charts in order to understand what is going on in the market actually. So now, just in the biggest bank in the world, JP Morgan has been buying spot Bitcoin ETFs issued by BlackRock, Fidelity and Bitwise. So guys, that is big. And now actually speaking about ETFs, let's have a look what is happening here. So as of yesterday, 10th of May, we are sitting on outflows of 84.7 million USD. And now let's quickly actually have a look at Hong Kong ETFs, because that's actually quite important to follow as well. So we are sitting as of yesterday actually on a total zero. Obviously that is going to be much smaller than American ETFs. However, if mainland China is going to be able to purchase ETFs through Hong Kong ETFs, I believe that is going to be a huge injection. But let's continue. That is a 4-hourly chart. So according to Trade and Target Rate, RSI is forming another higher low on a 4-hourly chart, while BTC is moving with a higher low. This is RSI bullish divergence. It indicates the downtrend momentum has reduced and reversal to uptrend could happen soon. So guys, that is definitely bullish. Obviously we had this dump on BTC, lots of leverages been liquidated, and now probably we do have more green light for upside for BTC, and of course that's going to pump the price of Kaspa too. And now guys, if we are going to look at the perspective of this recent dump, that is nothing, I believe, because that's happening for the last year pretty much, ever since November 2022. So we can clearly see that Bitcoin is basically dumping. These are the fake outs, and obviously they are meant to shake you out, guys, and of course to liquidate those leverages. So like, I do believe that this is no different than before, and I think that BTC is pretty much gearing for the next leg up. And now let's have a look at altcoins. According to El Crypto Pro, yes, we've seen a correction, but if you look at the total market cap, you will see that you are fully on track. 2015, 2016, or 2019, 2020 look very similar. Trend line is holding. What missing now is the parabolic curve. So guys, let's have a look at the trend line first of all, right? So this is where we are at, this yellow circle, and we are still holding on it. Well, we were holding on it back in 2015, 2016, and after that we saw the proper parabola, just like in 2019, 2020, and now I believe that this is no different. The trend line is pretty much holding, and we haven't dipped below the trend line, so I do believe that things are getting serious. And now, historically, post-halving is the worst time to flip bearish on Bitcoin. Obviously, guys, that stagnation. However, if we are going to look at the long-term picture, that is pretty much no-brainer that BTC is going to see a huge prices in coming, let's say, year. You know, like the Scalping Pro actually has targets in 2026, and BTC could see around 280,000 USD. And to me, like, that's pretty much reasonable target for BTC. But obviously, I'm not going to wait for 2026 to cash out. We are going to see how we are going to actually go in this year, and then we are going to reevaluate. But now let's have a look at Trader Target Rate's chart. So that is a weekly chart for a BTC. So Bitcoin seems to repeat the moves like 2013, 2017. Bottom formed, previous all-time highs hit, expanding triangle developed, crazy pump incoming. And by the way, he has some crazy targets of around $500,000. And the question is, like, is that too bullish? Well, in my opinion, that could happen given the fact of what's going on with these ETFs now, like Hong Kong approved ETFs. Mainland China would like to actually have access to these ETFs as well, and who knows what is going to happen in Europe too in coming months. So guys, that definitely could happen. And now if we are going to look at the standpoint of where possibly we are, according to Crypto Michael on Twitter, we could see that this is basically right before proper parabola. So everything, to me at least, forms a one picture that any day pretty much now we could see the start of that parabolic run, because that is a big bear trap to shake out people, so-called paper hands, however you want to call it, or lettuce hands, and after that we are going to see a huge pump. Well, now let's have a look at altcoins. So according to Mickey Bull Crypto, altcoins massive rally loading as it gathers momentum within the range. 2024 is going to be epic for alt season. So guys, as you can see, we are pulling back and retesting that zone as a support. And after that retest, I believe we are going to see some huge gains to be made on the market. And by the way, that is total market cap, that is excluding BTC and Ethereum on a 2-weekly chart. However, I would like to show you one more thing, because there is one more chart that is actually lagging even more behind. So that is total market cap excluding top 10. So as you guys saw on the previous chart, we were basically above, but here we are below. So obviously Kaspa is going to be there, which is obviously excluding top 10. So we still do have quite a lot of time for our Kaspa to grow. And by the way, I was also mentioning about cap and handle. This is huge cap and handle that is brewing now for this chart. So I do believe that is going to be huge. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching that quick Kaspa update. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I wish you having a great day. Peace and love, crypto.